Hey everyone, how are you doing? All good? After yesterday's US PPI release, which was as expected in bank results, Dow Jones and S&P 500 closed at all-time highs, largely driven by many financial sector companies. While a lot can happen in coming weeks, US assets, both Nasdaq and S&P 500, performed very well last week. We've picked some stocks for you to watch next week, from the 14th to the 18th. Using daily and weekly charts, we'll study and prep for next week's trades. All right, let's look at the companies we've selected for this week. Here we go. Great. Welcome everyone. I'm Henrique and you're watching VTT Invest. If this is your first time here and you're just starting to discover our content with this video, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and select all for notifications. That way, whenever there's a new video, live or recorded, YouTube will notify you and you can join us. And to those who've been subscribers for a while now, thank you so much. I always say it's a great pleasure and honor to have your company. It truly is, and it's a responsibility that grows each time. All right, S&P 500 is up, Dow Jones is also up. Let's see what we've got lined up for this week. I've selected 7 assets for us to analyze, and if you invest in the U.S. market, whether from Brazil or the States, get ready to keep an eye on the assets we'll be discussing for the coming week. So, folks, let's get started. I've picked out a few, actually 3 from the daily chart and 4 from the weekly chart so we can prep for next week. Many of these are from the financial sector, which saw a nice uptick this week. All right, let's dive in, folks. Here we go then. First up on the daily chart is PACAR, PCAR. Check out this movement. It's been making upward zigzags and now breaks an important average, which is the 200-period moving average on the daily chart, setting up for a potential upward leg. So we'll look for an entry point now to try and reach the previous highs. For PCAR's daily chart, entry is at Friday's high breakout, 1 cent above at $107.50. The stop is at 101.49, which is about a 5.5% stop, nearly 5.60%. First target is 112.85, second target 121.02, and third target 127.75. It's a trade aiming for 18.84% at the third target, folks, when we reach that third target. All right, let's move on to the second asset, daily chart again, NSS. Check out ANSYS Incorporated. Nice movement here too. It's been testing the 200-day average a few times and now starts to work above it. It broke through, pulled back, tested, pulled back, and left a nice candle on Friday, showing some doubt, but still in an uptrend. If we look at the weekly chart, see how nicely it's set up, breaking a trend line here. We can see it breaks a trend line and forms a small bullish pivot in this area, breaking out this week. So we can consider an entry on the daily chart to keep our stop tighter, a bit smaller, okay? Entry at $332 even, stop is at $321.99, a tight stop of 3.02%. First target $335.18, second $354.34, and third $364. This trade could bring us about 9.64% if it hits the third target. Got it? So we've got 2 assets on the daily chart that could be important for next week, right? And to wrap up the third asset on the daily chart, let's look at GWW, another nice asset. Check out this beautiful movement here. It made a bullish leg, returning to the 21 period average with small uncertain candles. When the 21 period average touched the price, there was a significant volume surge, pushing the asset upward, even opening with a bullish gap on Friday and closing near its high. It saw an important appreciation yesterday, up 5.78%. It's now breaking previous highs. Here it's forming a new bullish pivot, surpassing previous tops. GWW's weekly chart looks great too, already taking off, quite promising. So the entry point for this asset is at 1088.85. The stop loss is at 1,022.99, about 6% or 6.05%. First target is 1095.56. Second target is 1124.32. And the third target is 1170.86. This trade aims to hit the third target for a 7.53% gain. These are the assets selected for the daily chart. So you can prepare and place your entry orders starting Monday, whether you're in Brazil or the US. Remember, this is for swing trading using the daily chart. Place your order and wait for it to hit. Once the order hits, set your stop loss and project your targets. If the order doesn't fill, wait for the market to close, then assess if you need to adjust your entries or abort if the setup changes. All right, let's move on. Now we're looking at the weekly chart to cover the other four assets. We have four opportunities on the weekly chart. The first one is Palo Alto Networks. Look how nice it looks on the weekly chart. There's an ignition candle here forming a top and a lower bottom, already activating the bullish pivot. So we have a bullish pivot in Palo Alto on the weekly chart, giving us a nice 1, 2, 3 buy setup. Look how interesting the system is. When this happens at a bottom, there's a good chance of a significant rise. Looking at the weekly chart, we know this is a longer-term trade, as we need each week to close for a bar to form. The entry point is at $378.34. The stop loss is set at $328.20. That's a 13.25% stop loss. This is a slightly larger stop. We're looking at the weekly chart. The first target is $380.84. The second target is $419.60. The third, to close the position, is $476.05. Reaching the third target would give a 25.83% return on this asset, which looks promising as it's already rising and breaking previous highs. Let's look at the second asset on the weekly chart, Bank of America. It shows almost the same movement pattern. Forms a bottom near the 200 period average on the weekly chart. Breaks through the 9 and 21 moving averages. Pulls back, leaving a 1.23 system here. Didn't trigger, but forms a bullish pivot on the weekly chart. Look, the bullish pivot has already broken. So we're keeping an eye on it. It broke out, now it might aim for higher levels. Next, we'll track this uptrend that's emerged in recent weeks. Entry for Bank of America at Friday's high break, $42.18. Stop loss is at $38.69, about 8.27% below entry. The first target for this trade is $380.84. Second target is $419.60. And the third target is $476.05. This is also quite a significant, actually not 476. Bank of America. One moment, folks. Hold on. Let's recalculate this. Bank of America, let's redo this. Hold on. Bank of America, entry point is 42.18. Stop loss is set at 38.69. First target, 42.87. Second target, 44.44. Third target, $48. I was checking the list above. This trade could bring us 13.8% profit at completion. Third asset on weekly chart, Capital One, also financial sector, breaking previous high, showing a bullish pivot. Now it breaks another high with a candle above the sideways box pattern. Breaking these highs to seek higher price levels. Volumes rising, stochastic up, RSI gaining strength, MACD curving upward. Our VDT swing algorithm entered this trade earlier. Let's see what we have for Capital One. For Capital One, the entry is $156.35 with a stop at $143.19 and 8.4% stop loss. First target, $160.54. Second, $162.40. And third, $174.65. This trade could bring us an 11.70% return at the third target. Quite interesting, with plenty of room to move upwards. There's a gap in the chart it could fill. And to wrap up, let's look at Goldman Sachs. As I mentioned, we have several from the financial sector. Goldman Sachs also made a small bullish pivot recently. See the bottom top and lower bottom pattern? It broke out, triggering a bullish pivot, offering opportunities on the weekly chart. It's at an all-time high, so no price resistance, which is great for higher targets. For Goldman Sachs, entry at $517.98, stop at $483.98, about a 6.5% stop loss. First target is $544.65. Second target is $562.98. Third target is $592.63. This trade could bring us a 14.41% return, which would be excellent. All right, folks, let's take a look. We've prepared a spreadsheet with this info for you to screenshot and follow. Here it is. Let me show you a screenshot. Here's the week from October 14th to 18th. These 7 opportunities in the daily and weekly charts are for you to screenshot and follow in the coming days, okay? If you're in the US, take a screenshot now. If you're in Brazil, study and prepare for next week. Got it, everyone. That's all. I want to show you even those in the US, right? You can check out our website, folks. Just visit www.vdtinvest.com.br to see our services, okay? There's a brief overview of what we do, but our swing trade algorithm is here, VDT Swing. You can translate this later and read how it works. Here's a PDF study I did on Bovespa index assets, soon to include NASDAQ and possibly S&P500. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed these assets. Let's review next week's outlook and reinforce what we saw on the daily chart. We've got PKR, PANTS, and GWW to watch throughout the week. On the weekly chart, we're looking at Pawn, Bank of America, Capital One, and Goldman Sachs. All right, folks? That's all. Hope you like it. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and share this video with other finance enthusiasts. They might want to learn more about technical analysis using the VDT Invest method from Brazil, applicable anywhere. Coming soon, we're expanding our services to the US market, fine-tuning our algorithm with our partner platform to improve performance on international assets, even partnering with the platform here in Brazil. Got it, everyone? Big hugs to you all. Have a great weekend, and may you see excellent results in the week of the 14th to the 18th. We'll catch up next time, okay? Take care, God bless, and wishing you peace, health, and prosperity. Bye now.